We have a goal. Our goal, we actually have two goals. Our first goal is to successfully build a house that would withstand a tornado. Our second goal is to get the materials cut out before the fire drill at 9. Okay. I have a fire drill at 9. So remember, when I have a fire drill, I've just left you guys here and I've left for a few minutes. So we're going to try to have all of our materials cut out before 9 so that we can build them when I get back from the fire drill. Capiche? Capiche. Okay.
Kaposh.
Caposh. Before we start with our materials, we've got to understand the purpose for our materials. What is the goal for the materials that we are going to be using? Okay. And in order to find that goal, we are going to watch a short video telling us about a terrible situation that we have found ourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. We have found ourselves in a terrible, terrible, terrible situation. And here is that situation. Dun, 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 dun.
Hi, it's Doug. Have you ever experienced a really windy day? The kind of day like you see here, when the wind blows away your hat or your umbrella. Sometimes the wind can even make it difficult to walk. Look at this person leaning far forward into the wind so that he doesn't fall over. But you know what? The wind can get even stronger than this. So strong that you definitely don't want to be outside. Here's an example. It's a tornado. Tornadoes form this funnel shape, reaching down from the clouds. That funnel is made of wind moving very fast. And when a tornado reaches the ground, it can cause really bad damage. Tornadoes happen in places all over the world, but the place with the most tornadoes is here, in the central part of the United States. This area is actually called Tornado Alley because of how many tornadoes that happen here. But if you live near the coast, you might have experienced a different type of strong wind, a hurricane. This is a sped up view of a hurricane from space. Hurricanes swirl just like a tornado, but they're much bigger and they don't have a funnel shape. A hurricane is a giant storm that forms over the ocean and then sometimes moves onto land. Like tornadoes, hurricanes happen all over the world, but only in certain places. In the case of hurricanes, it's always near an ocean. You might know that hurricanes can cause more problems than just wind, like flooding. But when they first come to shore, it's the wind that's the problem. And what about other places? Like if you live near a desert, you probably don't get hurricanes or tornadoes. But you might have another type of strong wind, a dust storm. Dust storms happen more regularly in dry areas. When strong winds pick up lots of dust and sand, they can make it really hard to see. They can even make it hard to breathe. All of these things, dust storms, hurricanes, and tornadoes, are kinds of natural hazards that are caused by strong winds. People get worried if one of these natural hazards is going to happen where they live. What about you? Do you have strong winds where you live? Have you ever experienced one of these natural hazards?
All right. Do you have strong winds where you live? Have you ever experienced one of a natural hazards? Now, if you were in Indiana, you have not experienced a hurricane or a dust storm, but you might have experienced a tornado. If you've lived in other parts of the country, you might have experienced a hurricane or a dust storm. Have any of you experienced things like this before? Oscar?
I live in Los Angeles.
I used to live in Indiana. I don't. I used to live in Virginia, and there was a hurricane.
What was that like?
Well, when I opened the door, the rain and the wind, it's crazy.
Did it like?
The trees are moving a lot, and there's a lot of rain, and there's a lot of rain on the floor, like it's like almost a flood.
Lots of dramatic movement of water then, so that wind is pushing that water too. All right, thank you for sharing, Oscar. Aiden G, have you ever experienced a natural hazard?
I've experienced a tornado.
And what was that like?
It was scary because when I went to preschool, and it was dark outside. My teacher told me to get down, and the tornado was right next to my school, and it was scary because it sucked some of the plants, and it was strong wind because we felt it through the glass too.
So it was kind of moving the building as well, like the glass was shaking a bit. Thank you for sharing. Camille, have you ever experienced a strong wind or natural hazard?
I experienced a hurricane before.
What was that like?
It was like there was an ocean, and the ocean was really strong.
Like the waves were?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on a hurricane, the wind can push that water forward. All right, thanks for sharing. Leah, what have you experienced?
I've experienced a lot of tornadoes, two when I was little and one near this age. So, I was actually really worried about my dad because he kept on going out because people needed help. So he kept on going out, and I was a lot worried about him because he saw the tornado and it was getting just a little close. So I was worried about him.
Yeah, that can be scary when our family isn't with us during those times. Terrence, what have you experienced?
I've never had a tornado any hazard.
Oh, your hand was up. Did you have something to share?
Yeah.
What do you want to share?
That how is the wind gonna blow the house?
We are getting ready to go over the parts of our creations next, and we will find the answer to that. Motto, do you have something to share?
Yeah. I lived in Mexico, and there was like a big desert coming at me. You know,
So-
like the wind.
Like a dust storm?
Yeah, the storm.
Yeah, so a lot of times in deserts, because the ground is so loose, because it's so dry, the dirt and the sand can pick up very easily. So the wind actually carries bits of dirt. Maro, what was that like to be in a dust storm?
I just keep on driving away to Virginia. Like I drive really far.
So it forced your family to relocate and to move out so that you didn't experience the damage?
Yeah, so I moved to Virginia. Now I move here.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're here because that means I get to know you, kiddo. All right. Now we are going to take a look at the goal that we have for today. Okay. So the goal that we have for today is to be able to survive our wind issues. Okay. Here we go.
Strong winds cause lots of problems. They blow down all kinds of things. Things like traffic lights and street signs. Things like sheds. Whoa. Look at this. Even the rooftops of buildings can get blown off. Entire trees might get knocked over, sometimes onto roads, which can block traffic. Even worse, if trees fall onto power lines, they can cause the electricity to go out in your neighborhood. Here's another example of what can happen during strong winds. This is a video taken during a tornado in Texas. Now, it's pretty hard to see what's going on because we're actually looking into a tornado. So let me play the video again. Look closely. Right there, you see those? Those are semi-trucks, 18-wheelers. I'll play it one more time. Watch again. These huge trucks are getting picked up and tossed around by a tornado. Luckily, no one was inside those trucks. Many people leave before a windstorm comes. They might still be worried about what will happen to their homes during windstorms. Windows might get broken by strong winds. Roofs can get torn off. Even whole houses can get blown away. But people have come up with solutions for how to keep homes safe during strong winds. These people, called engineers, create new materials and new ways of building things. Engineers identify a problem they want to solve, like strong winds blowing things away, and then they brainstorm solutions. They try lots of different ideas. They don't just get it right on the first try. Often, their ideas don't work at first. They keep changing their ideas until they find a solution that does work. If you were an engineer, how would you help solve the problem of keeping houses safe during strong winds? How could you protect your house during a windstorm?
We have talked about that idea this past week with your engineering process and design. Now we're going to take some of those ideas and put them into practice.
In today's activity, you're going to design a home that won't blow away in a windstorm. Imagine that you saved up a lot of money to build your dream house. You hire a construction company, the Lazy Builders, to build it. They build most of the house, but then they decide they don't feel like finishing, and they just leave. You go to check out your dream home, and you realize you've got some big problems. The walls of your house are built, but they aren't even attached to the ground. And the roof? It's just lying there on the ground, not attached to the house. Even worse, you hear there's going to be a big windstorm soon, and you can't find any other builders to help out in time. You're going to have to finish this job yourself. Luckily, the people who design buildings, called construction engineers, they don't just start building things right away. When they want to solve a problem, they start with a small model of what they're going to build before they build the real thing. You're going to do what a construction engineer would do. You're going to build a model of a house made out of paper. Then, you'll use your model to figure out a way to attach your roof to your house to keep it from blowing off. And you'll also need to design a way to keep your whole house from blowing away in the wind. Okay, first I'll help you build a paper model of a house. You'll get to test out 2 different designs. I'll show you how to get started step by step.
All right.
Get these supplies.
We've got them. Our supplies are ready. I'm going to keep my supplies in the baggie because I don't want to lose any of them. So until they ask me to use the paper clips or the toothpicks or stickers, I'm just going to leave mine in the bag. But I've got my paper, okay? It is showing that the house model and the wind maker is separated. So I'm going to take mine off of the staples just by pulling it up gently. Pop, and it's separated. And I'm going to do the same thing.
Miss Sister, I have 4.
Wind maker here. Yep, we've given you extras in case you make an accident on your cutting. So you do have extras, okay? But I'm just going to separate each of the pages. And then again, you have an extra set in case you make an accident, but try not to make mistakes. We're going to take it step by step together, okay? So I've separated my pages. Have yours separated as well.
I have a blank piece of paper though.
Yep, hold on to it. All righty, here we go. Okay, now this is going to go with us step by step on what it is that we need to do. Okay, here we go.
You'll get more supplies later. When you're done with this step, click the arrow on the right.
And we are done.
Get your house worksheet. Cut on the center dashed line first to separate the 2 halves of the house.
See that? So we're going to cut down that center dash line. Okay, right down the center. So I'm going to cut and separate my house. So I'm separating the roof from the walls. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces now, just like this. And if you guys will kind of hold them up when you're done, that will help me with pacing because I can't see all of your hands like I could in my classroom. So that way I'll know when I'm ready to move on and when we need to take time. Okay, awesome. So right now, the first step to cutting is just taking your house and your roof separated from each other. Awesome. Okay. Levin, Senku, you got it? House and your roof separated? Awesome. Okay. Now, he's getting ready to go over something that I want to make sure that we're very clear on. On your house, there are dotted lines, and then look here, there are solid lines. And see this one? It's a solid line. The solid lines say don't cut. You are only ever going to put your scissors on the dotted or dashed lines, okay? If it is a solid line like this one going down the middle, we do not cut it. We're only going to cut those dashed lines, okay? Here's the next step.
Then cut all the other dashed lines. Be careful, don't cut through the solid lines, just the dashed ones.
Okay, so, hold on, I clicked the wrong thing.
Get your house worksheet. Cut on the center dashed line first to separate the two halves of the house.
Can't fast forward,
Then
hold on.
cut all the other dashed lines. Be careful, don't cut through the solid lines, just the dashed ones.
Okay, so there are two, there's on the outside edge, and then where it says A, the two A's, there are half dashed lines going down to the middle of the house. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut that. Cut out the outside edge of your house. And you want to be careful, but this also isn't an art class. Okay, so I am not grading you on how pretty and perfect your scissors are on the lines. All right, so don't be sloppy, but I don't want you to take forever because you want it to be perfect either. Okay. All right. And then again, he said on the dashed line, so right here by the A, halfway up to that triangle, I'm going to cut and stop. And then halfway up on this triangle, I'm going to cut and stop. So then the A's can move like this. They're still attached to the house. I didn't cut them off. I just halfway cut them up so they can move like this. Okay, so again, on the A's, there's a dashed line. You're going to cut that dashed part. Okay, awesome. So 8 and G on those half, right there by that A, there's a dashed line that goes halfway to the middle of the triangle. Cut those as well. Oh, that's it. All right, I will be right back. I have returned. Are you all okay? You've made it. If you were behind, you got caught up. That's good. All right, here we go. Next step. Why am I not hearing him talking? Oh yeah, he's taking off the edges. And then look here, look, look, look. See how he's cutting in between the B and the C on the dash? There we go. Okay, so let's get that part done. Alrighty, this is just going to keep playing what you're going to do right here on the screen. So if you forget, right there, but right now you're cutting out the B and C lower walls and floor section of your house. Okay. Yes, Justin. Justin, what's up? Baby, I cannot hear you at all. If you could put it in the chat, please. I'm going to send you that. You are very, very, very choppy. Here we go. Okay. All right, so take a look here again. B and C. In between those letters are dotted lines. I'm going to stop at the solid line. So I'm not cutting off the whole thing. Just cutting to right there where it says B and C. Okay. I do not know what is going on with the sound right now. I think we're just now starting to hear what Justin's question was, but it's super choppy still. All right. So now I've got B and C, and there's little wiggly tabs because I've loosened them on that dotted line, okay? So that's what it should look like right now. Yes, Steve?
So, I accidentally thought you have to cut the little, like, triangle things off the house.
That's why you have a second one, so to get your second one and get caught up. There you go. Terrence?
Are we supposed to cut B, B, and C?
Look the way I did. So you only cut it to those dotted lines. So it goes dotted lines and then it stops right here at the solid line. So it's just kind of like almost like legs on a little stick figure. Boop, 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 boop. They can move back and forth.
C is flipping too.
Yeah, your C should flip too because that loosens the middle section too. So yes, you've got it right. Leah.
What side do you cut the B and C on?
Both. There's dotted lines on both. So there's a dotted line on the left side here. There's a dotted line on the right side here. Anywhere there's a dotted line, you're going to cut. All right. All right. So we've got our A, our roof. We've got our B and C, our walls and floor. They should have little tabbies that have been cut to be loose. Awesome. So right now, all dotted lines should have been cut. And again, the video is showing you in fast motion everything that you are cutting, so you can take a look at the video too to make sure you've got everything cut that you were supposed to. Down the middle. It's chilly out there in the space heater. Around the outside edges. Up the A. Around the bottom B and C. All right. Let's go through one more time, and then we will go ahead and move on to our next steps. We've got our walls, our floor, our roof all set up. All right. All right, here we go. On to the next step.
You'll start by making the roof for your house. Find the piece that looks like this. Carefully fold each of the solid lines. Crease each fold with your fingernail. The pattern of the roof should be on the outside, like this.
Show you over and over again on the video. So each of the solid lines are going to fold like this, and then it should look like it's starting to take the shape of a roof of a house. There we go. Okay, so it's kind of got that triangular shape because you folded the middle. And then you folded each of the triangular pieces, and then you folded them down as well. We've got that triangle shape right now. Awesome. Okay. Terrence.
So, is this supposed to be like this, or are we supposed to fold the piece back?
Yep, so anywhere there's a black line that's solid, so down the middle of the roof, you're going to fold that in half as well. And then it'll kind of make it look like a triangle like this.
I didn't fold this one?
Right, down the middle. So you're going to take the whole rectangle like this and fold it in half. Yep, and then crease it with your fingernail.
I don't have fingernails. And then how is it supposed to look?
Just like this. So right now it looks kind of weird and sloppy because we haven't put anything together yet. So it's just kind of got some weird folds in it. All right. All right, let's move on to the next step.
Turn the paper over so the white side is up, and put each A flap flat against the roof like this. Hold it in place with a sticker. Then do the same to the other side. Now the roof of your house is done.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen and show you that here too. So I'm going to take my roof, I'm going to turn it over. The one that has the A that's loose, I'm going to put it inside of my roof. So now the outside looks like this. My A is on the inside. And I'm going to take a sticker And I'm going to put it on those lines where my A meets my roof, and then it's going to make it stay in the triangle form like this. Okay, you're going to do that to both sides, and this video is going to keep showing you over and over and over again. Here we go. Maybe it is. There we go. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. That's why. There you go. So you're going to end up using 2 stickers, one on each side of your roof. The second side. All right. So the inside of my roof now looks like this. The A's are holding it down. There are 2 stickers there. Yes, William.
So this is what I have so far. So now what do I do?
Look at the video. It's going to show you here. You're going to grab the A's. See those? You're going to tuck them on the inside like that. And make a triangle. You're going to put it down with a sticker. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. I got to turn you guys down. You're like hurting my ears. It's so loud. There we go. All right. We've got those. 11.
Can you go back to the other page so I know how to fold it? Oh, it's showing it right there.
Yep. You're just going to fold on each of the dark black lines. Okay. All right. So you've got a roof put together. So right now your roof looks like this. I'll set my roof down. We're going to move on to our next section. Here we go.
Now you're going to make the base of your house. You're going to do this just like you did with the roof. Find the piece that looks like this. Carefully fold each of the solid lines, and be sure to crease each fold with your fingernail so that the folds lay flat. The doors and windows should be on the outside. When it looks like this, you're ready to go to the next step.
So again, anywhere at all that there is a dark black line, you're going to fold it. So I'm going to fold my 2 C's down. So there and there. So right now it looks like this, and I put my 2 C's on the inside. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the B's. There's a B here. I'm going to fold it in. There's a B here. I'm going to fold it in. So now I've folded them inside. Do the same thing with the bottom. Here's my dark black line. I'm going to fold it in. On the other side, do the same thing. So now it looks like my house has 2 sides. Fold it all the way in. There we go. So right now I've got the front, and then on the back I've got all those tabs, okay? I'm going to unfold those now. So now it's flat again. And now I'm going to take my windows, and I'm going to fold those on that black line. My windows, I'm going to fold those down. This can get a little tricky because you already folded the B flaps. So you might have to put it down on your table or your floor. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my other side, those little windows there. I'm going to fold that down. So right now you're just folding, and it'll start to take shape once we use our materials to keep them in place. Okay, the thing that we don't want to forget is on the C, where that one side window is, there's another black line there. So I'm going to fold that little tab. So my C section actually gets folded twice. Okay, so now I've got a little C tab here that's floating as well. Okay. Okay, his video is just going to show you over and over and over again what you're going to be folding. I'm going to leave it there and let it play for a couple seconds while you get all of your folds made. Looks pretty messy right now just because it's got a bunch of folds everywhere and we haven't stuck it together. This next step is going to be where we start to make it stick up so that it looks like walls of a house. Yes, William?
It's going too fast. I don't understand. But so does I have. Well, that's what. What do I do? Fold the letters in?
Yep. Anywhere there is a dark black line, you are going to fold. Every dark black line is going to get folded. Terrence.
So is my back supposed to look like this?
I think so, yeah. Did you also fold the C up? So look at your window right here. That's got to be folded up. Josh, I saw you in the chat. Anytime at all that there is a black line, you're going to fold it. So look here. I'm going to fold that black line. 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 Every single black line is going to be folded. Okay? Every single one. Okay? All right, this is going to make more sense here next, okay? So this will help you if you're struggling.
Start with one end of the house. Overlap the two B flaps like this.
Pause, coming to you. So here's my house, the two B's. Okay, I'm going to put them inside of the house. And they're going to be touching like this. So again, I'm going to put the B inside. I'm going to grab this B and put it inside. Okay, it's going to start to make it look like the walls of a house. So the B's, this B and this B, fold it inside of that window that's on C. And then it's going to look like this from the outside. Okay, let's keep watching. Here it is again, look. B, B, C down. Okay. All right. So the B and the B go inside, the C goes down over top and it keeps it secure. So now it looks like walls of a house. So on the inside, it looks like that C is folded down. Okay. William.
I'm too confused.
Keep watching the video. Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. Hold on. Here's the video. All right, here you go. Over and over again. Here it comes. The B and the B, put them inside. Take the C, put it over. Watch again. B and the B, they go inside. Take C, put it down.
So, but what do you mean, like this, and then?
I can't see your house.
So what do I fold it up?
Yep. It should already have a fold up because that's a black line. That's a dark black line. You're going to want it to look like a house. Yes, Camille.
I was just going to ask we could watch the video, but it's already.
Gotcha. Yep, I forgot to share the screen. That was my fault. Terrence.
So, are we gonna use the clips or the like the stilt things?
We will be using everything, but we're going to follow the video. So we're not going to assume we know what it's for and put it before. Okay? You will have the opportunity to use all those. All right, so your house should now look like it has 4 walls and a floor. Okay? Awesome. William, let me see.
But Miss Sousa, so I have mine with the one side folded, but how? Hang on.
William, I can't see it. Hold it up real quick.
This is what I have. I still have to fold the other side, but.
Okay, it's because look, William, I know what the problem is. You didn't fold the C. Look down here below your window. You've got to fold that so it can go up. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Find your Windmaker worksheet. Fold the sheet in half like this along the thick solid line. Then fold the 1 on top of the 1. Flip the paper over and fold the 2 on top of the 2. And keep going like that.
You're making a fan, guys. You've been making fans since kindergarten. When it's hot outside, that's what you're doing again. Okay? So
it should all look like this when you're done.
We're going to fold our paper in half. He's going to keep showing it over and over again there. Folding in half. Then we're going to go back and forth. The 1 is going to touch the 1. I'm going to fold it in. I'm going to turn it over, and the 2 is going to touch the 2. I'm going to fold it down. You're going to keep doing that all the way up to 8. You're just going to keep folding back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ta-da! So you're going to fold up, flip it over, 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 back and forth. You got a little fan. If you want to test your wind maker, you can fan yourself and you'll feel the wind. Let's see how strong the wind is. Did it blow my hair? Nope, not quite. I thought it would. Oh, there we go. Now we got a little bit. So you are making an accordion, basically. All right, show me your wind makers. Awesome, Leah. Awesome, Christopher. Okay, I see some of the confusion. All right, hold on, I'm gonna turn it off. Some of you aren't turning it over. If you just go up and then up and then up and then, nope, it's not gonna work. So watch. I've got to fold one and then look, I'm gonna turn it over to my even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'm gonna fold it up. Then I'm gonna turn it over to the odd numbers. 3, 5, 7. I'm gonna fold it up. I'm going to turn it back over to the even numbers. 4, 6, 8, up. Turn it back over again to the odd numbers. 5, 7, up. Turn it over again to the even numbers. 6, 8, up. Turn it over again to the only odd number left, 7. And then turn it over again, and you've got 8. Okay, you can't just fold up. You've got to turn it back and forth. Okay, you got to go front, fold, back, fold, front, fold, back, fold, front, fold, back, fold. Got to turn it over to the front and the back. All right. Got him? Awesome, Aiden. Yes, William.
So this is what I have with the bottom. My roof won't fit.
We haven't put the roof on yet.
Okay.
We've only made the walls and the roof. We have not assembled them. Okay, each step we will follow and then we'll do our experimenting. All right. All right, we've got our wind makers. Here we go.
Put a paper clip across the end of the folded paper where it says paperclip, like this. Then, carefully spread out your fan, like this. Test your fan by quickly waving it around.
Oh, there we go. Now we got the hair blowing. So again, paper clip, and then spread out the fan accordion like this. It's going to look kind of like a seashell. Okay, awesome. Paper clips on. Here we go.
For these next steps,
all right, you're going to need both your hands here, okay? Here we go.
now you'll put it all together. Each of you carefully set the roof on top of the base of the house. It should look like this when you're finished. Go to the next step when you've got this.
All right, you're going to want your house to sit on the ground. You guys can't see mine sitting on the ground, so I'm going to use my hand as the ground or the table wherever you're working. You're just going to put it on top. It's not going to stay on very tightly. You're just laying it on there. Just put your roof on top. See, look, mine's already sideways. Oh, it's coming off again. I'm going to set it back. Roof on top. Okay, here we go.
You and your partner choose which house you're going to test first.
All right, you guys have one house, so you're going to be making modifications to your house. If you want to use your second one, you can, but we're going to be modifying our first house.
Don't worry, you'll test both houses eventually.
Okay. Here we go.
Take turns waving your wind maker at the house.
Oh no.
Can you blow it away?
My roof came off. As you're seeing what's happening to your house, I want you to be thinking about how you could fix it. Oh no. Oh, house down. Let's try again. Windstorm. I'm going to try the wind at a different angle. Oh, that was worse. Look at that. That house went right away. Try blowing the wind at your house at different angles. It just fell right off my desk. All right.
You and a partner get these worksheets and materials. You and your partner each need a set of worksheets, but you'll share the other materials to improve your house. These materials you see here on the right are all the materials you're going to have for improving both of your houses. So use these materials carefully. Once you've got everything you see here, go to the next step.
All right, you guys, we know we are not using paper in the current time of COVID. So your papers are on Seesaw. So if you would please go get your computer, or you have your computer because you're on Zoom, duh, go on to Seesaw. You have an activity that is called How Can You Keep a House from Blowing Away in a Windstorm? This is where your worksheets are. This is where your science grade is going to come from, okay? This is going to be a science grade. Go ahead and click on that add response, and you will see the two worksheets that were just shown to us on the slides, okay? We are designing a wind-proof house. Yes, this is only 2 pages, but it shows 4 slides because we did half of each page so that you had enough space to make your designs and your sentences, okay? All right, he hasn't told us to do anything with the pages yet, just to have them. So there they are. We're going back to our directions.
Get your worksheet and answer all of question number 1.
All right, here we go. Question 1. What's the problem? The problem with our house is, well, you tell me, folks. Here we go. Ready? What's the problem? What's going on with our house? Got a windstorm coming. Here's our house. What's the problem with our house? Okay, go ahead and write that down. So you right now are going to type your sentence right here. What is the problem with our house? Type your problem, please. I am not going to do this for you. All week long, we've been working on problems together. Now I'm seeing if you can figure out problems on your own, okay? So right now, you are going to type your answer on the first question. What's the problem? The problem with our house is, type it on Seesaw, please. Type your answer on Seesaw. 11.
I don't have a problem. Mine isn't blown away. I don't have a problem. Mine isn't blown away.
I'm glad that your house isn't blowing away, but I know your roof isn't staying on. William.
Old. It was old.
Oh, it was old. Got it. Terrence.
So my roof is staying on. It's because of the angle when you're at the front of the house or the back. Then it has more strength. The wind has more strength. But when you're on where the solid line is on the sides, the smaller side, then it's stronger.
Okay, so that is a problem because we can't tell the wind, hey, only blow right here, only right here. It's going to blow at any angle that it wants to. So you might be able to notice that your problem is specific to one area of your house, but it's still a problem. All right, you have typed your own problem. Type your own problem. Okay, you have put your problem here by now. Now it says, why does it matter? Why is it important to fix? Why do you need to fix this problem with your house? Why is it a problem that your roof blows off? Why is it a problem that your house doesn't stay on the ground where it's supposed to? Type your answer. We are not doing this part together. I am grading you on your thoughts. Why is it a problem that your house does not stay put and or does not stay together? Why is that an issue? Type that answer, please. Okay. All right, so you have said why it is a problem. You have put why it is important to fix. Let's continue on.
Using these new materials you have, can you and your partner come up with a way to keep your house from blowing away? Build your first design and test it by waving your windmaker. If you can't think of any ways to use your materials, there are some ideas on the next slide.
All right, so this has brought us to our independent section, okay? You are now free to use the rest of the materials that you have to make your house do what a house is supposed to do. Stay together and stay put, okay? Stay together and stay put. So that is what you are getting ready to work on during your independent work time. I want to make sure you understand that this is not just do stuff and then go, yay. You have work to do. Look at slides 2 and 3. Slides 2 and 3 look the same, except for the fact that one of them says design 1. Slide 3 says design 2. You are going to show 2 different designs to keep your house together, okay? Your designs must include the parts that you add to the house and where you put them, okay? So let me show you an example of what I mean. I know that right now, all of your houses look like this. If you turn this into me, this is the work that you have shown, okay? What you are going to do is draw me how you're going to fix the house. So let's say that you decide to put a sticker on the house. You're going to show me where you put that sticker, and you are going to label it as a sticker. Okay? Let's say that you decide to use the paper clip in some way. You are going to show me where you put that paper clip, and you are going to label it as a paper clip. Okay? So you are going to use these materials to fix your house in any way that you can think of to keep it together. Okay? This is how you will test your house. You are testing your house to make sure it stays together and it stays where it's supposed to. If your roof stays on, but your house slides off the table or the ground, well, we've still got a problem. Okay? So you are figuring out how to solve those problems. You're going to do this 2 different ways. So if you want to, you have a second house you can build, or you can take parts off and re-add them here. Okay? This is your independent work. All right. I want everybody to show me both of your hands and wiggle your fingers. Both of your hands and wiggle your fingers. Okay, I want you to keep wiggling your fingers, okay? Keep wiggling your fingers while I show you this, because I know that you want to touch your house right now. Don't touch your house, wiggle your fingers. In the view instructions are all of the videos that we have watched. So if you click on the first one where that tornado is, it's going to take you to all of the stuff that we've done. You are working on the hands-on activity. Fingers, wiggle fingers, wiggle fingers, wiggle fingers. Thank you. You are working on the hands-on activity. Okay? So if you're like, oh, I forgot what to do, all you got to do is click these arrows and go back to where you want to see. Okay? He told you if you're stuck and don't have ideas.
Using these new materials.
If you're stuck and don't have ideas, you can go to the next slides. So there are some ideas that you can use there if you're stuck. Okay? But what you are turning into me today is this completed slides. These slides are what I am grading for science. Okay? Remember, you are not going to turn in an F to me. You are going to turn in a diagram showing me how you created your house and what happened when you tested it. Okay? What questions can I answer about your independent work time, about your experimentation? Christopher.
Question.
Okay.
Isn't the house?
Okay.
Because when I put the roof in the angle, it can move neither from the back, neither from the side, the roof.
Okay, so you got to remember that there might be a part of your house that is safe, but a windstorm and a tornado goes woo all over the place. So I'm glad that one side of your house works, but you've got to test it from all angles. Okay, from all angles. And it's not just staying on. Look, my roof stayed on, but is that safe? What's going to happen if a rainstorm happens to my family? Right there in that corner, we've got a flood. So you don't want your roof to move at all. It's not just staying on the house. You don't want it to go sideways like this either. Okay. Other questions, Oscar?
How do you do
How do you what?
how do you stick a paper clip?
Oh, how do you use the paper clip? So down here on the fan, it says paper clip. It's a little thin line. Add it on. But the other paper clips that you have, you can use these other paper clips on your house design. Okay. All right. All right, guys. That is your work time. You are going to come up with 2 designs for your house. You are going to tell me about them and how they worked on your slides. That is your independent work today.